the Fenix SWO5R. Let's talk about my experiences with it after EDCing it for 2 weeks. So, I've been carrying this SWO5R in conjunction with the EO6R for, I don't know, a week and a half, 2 weeks, since whenever I got these out and put up the first video. And this little light right here is awesome. I don't know how else to describe it. It is extremely practical, extremely versatile. It's a no-brainer. I know there are other companies out there with similar style products on the market that are small rotating lights, but just the slimness of it, the size, I mean, it's just a fun, practical little light that has really, I wouldn't say it's been a game changer by any means, but it's got me excited about lights, and I don't get excited about lights much at all anymore, to be honest. They're just lights. But, you know, the EO6R, I like it. I really like it. It's a good, solid light. But if between the two of them, it was just going to be one or the other, it would probably be the SWO5R for me. I guess it depends, though, out of those two. If I could only pick one, it'd probably be this one. But if you could tell me I could only have like one light in general and I couldn't have any others at all and I could only pick between these two, it'd be the EO6. But if you're telling me that, yeah, you can still have all your other lights, just between the two of these you have to pick, I'd pick the SWO5. With having the magnetic base, the pocket clip, which is cool, I did not realize it until I was playing with it more. It's actually a dual size pocket clip. So you've got your wider clip here and then you've got a smaller one in the middle. Now the smaller one's a little bit harder to hook, but it's pretty cool because it allows you to fit two different size webbings. You know, the other night I was weed eating, so I needed a little bit more light where I was working. So I took, there we go. So I took this and I clipped it right there on the bottom of my kit bag to give me light while I was weed eating underneath. It works good for that. It works good to here on my Carhartt vest. The pocket has got a little slot in the top, so I can clip it in that pocket right there, and then when I'm wearing it, it sits right here and shines forward. You know, if you're wearing a uniform shirt, if you're, you know, police officer, paramedic, whatever, anything with a chest pocket on it, fantastic to clip right there. You can rotate that head and get you some area light while you're filling out paperwork, or, you know, you need a hands-free. It's a low-stress environment. There's no low-risk environment. You know, you're just doing administrative type stuff. It's awesome, you know, to clip right there in the chest pocket. It's just, it's something that I wish they'd come out with years ago. You know, I've sold a lot of the older LD15Rs, which I don't even think Fenix has now. But the LD15R, the HM50R, those small right angle lights, a lot of people like them for that, but this takes it to a whole new level. Now, grant you, the run times on them are not the biggest. They are smaller. It does have a smaller battery capacity in it, so the run times aren't as long as some of those other options. But from a versatility standpoint, you know, with the rotating head.
Something I failed to mention about the rotating head. So it actually has two different angles depending on which way you have it faced. So away from the clip, you have a 95-degree angle that it'll rotate. And then towards the clip, it'll rotate 105 degrees. So you get a little bit more, if you've got it clipped in a shirt pocket, you get a little bit more downward angle with it facing the pocket clip versus with it facing away from the pocket clip.
The ease of access, it's practical. I've not had any issues at all with this light coming on in my pocket. I've been carrying it right here in my right pocket. I don't really carry anything else clipped to it. It rests great. I was a little worried about that red side switch coming on, you know, pressing up against my pant seams and coming on in my pocket. I've not had any issues with that. I've had no issues with bumping the side switch and it coming on, or seatbelt hitting it or anything like that. It's recessed just enough that the head and the pocket clip kind of protect it. So there's really nothing there to catch it. Now, I will say on some pants I have noticed it does seem like it wants to kind of pull away from the pocket a little bit, depending on what you're wearing. Oh, a little slick right there. Like right here, you know, where I've got it kind of up above my Sharpie and my pen. It is up a little bit, so if you're handling stuff that's got a lot of snag hazards to it, I guess it could be a snag hazard catching right there. But if you get it down low, golly, I'm sliding everywhere. If you get it down low in the corner of your pocket, it's not really a problem. I've not had any problems getting pulled out of my pockets or anything like that. Now, I've been wearing them though in jeans and like Carhartt work type pants that are kind of stiffer material. Got a little bit more grip to them. These, I noticed on these Blackhawk pants, it is a little bit slicker. That plastic body doesn't grip as well. But, being able to put this on your hat bill and then fine tune that beam, that actually makes a hat bill light practical to me. I've never been one that's been a big fan of using a light clip to my hat bill. I've just never really liked how it works out. I don't like the position of it. But, this way you can turn the beam or the light to where it'll, light clear back up on yourself, and then you can fine tune it for where you're working. But it truly can be a one size fits all light for probably 99% of people's needs. You got that magnetic base, so you can hang it, you can adjust the beam, you can clip it. It does not have a spot for a lanyard. That's kind of my only downside to it. You could always lace some fishing line through here and make a little loop for a lanyard or something, on that, use that inner pocket clip right there. You could do something like that. But guys, I'm telling you right now, for $45, yes, it's pricey. I know in today's economy, what isn't anymore, but it's practical. The red light is the red light on it is plenty bright for most everything you're going to need, but it's not so bright that it kind of defeats the purpose of being low visibility. But yeah, I really think this is a good addition, and I think it's worth picking one of these up. It's minimalist. You can carry it unnoticed in your pocket, your pack, whatever. It's just a good little thing to have. Toss it in your kit bag, toss it in your bum bag, your pocket or your belt pouch, whatever it may be. You just need a small light. This is definitely a good little option. So overall, guys, I would definitely recommend picking this up. And if you're between the two of them, I'd say start with the SWO5R, especially if you've got the EO3R to begin with. Unless you just want that pocket clip, get this to pair with your EO3R V2. Or, I mean, realistically, yeah, it's pricey. I know it'd be almost $100 for both of these, but I'm telling you, they make a great pair. I've not been disappointed. I've not been underwhelmed or anything like that at all. And it also, I mean, if you have both of them, not only are they a great pair, but they're great fidget items. I mean, I sit and fidget with them all the time like this, I mean, it just, but yeah, there it is, guys. The SWO5R is a winner in my books. And I don't see going back to the TKO5R anytime soon, especially now with summer rolling around. The days are getting longer, so it's got to be a real weird situation now for me to be out past dark a whole lot, because here in Kentucky, it won't be much longer. It won't be getting dark till 9:30, 10 o'clock. So we'll be switching over to summertime carry pretty soon, and I think these are probably going to be it. So there you go, guys. My other video on the EO6R is also up. You can go watch it. I'll link it too. But there you go, guys. The SWO5R from Fenix. It's a winner. Keep your knives charged, light sharp. We'll see you on the next one. We're out here to do some beam shot comparisons of the EO6R, the SWO5R Red, and the PD25R. Now, I have adjusted my camera settings to do as best as I can to kind of control what I see versus what the camera displays. I've tried to strike as happy of a medium as I can, so they do real good on the lower modes. The higher modes, it's a little overexposed, so it looks a little brighter than it is, but it's not substantially amount, especially at distance. You'll see here, I'll talk about it when I turn the lights on. But just want to throw that out there. It may appear slightly brighter than it actually is, but it's just as usable as you're seeing. You've got just the same distance, the same beam profile, and all of that. So here we go. We're on the lowest mode. We're starting with the SWO6R. Now, I can see a little bit more than what the camera is showing here. It is not completely dark. I can see about a good 10 yards out right here. I can see the corner of the truck and the garage doors over here. Now, once we step up to the next mode, you can see there on the garage doors. That's pretty accurate to what I'm seeing. A little bit bigger hotspot, but that's pretty accurate. Now, the truck over here, I can see the truck pretty well, and I can see the fence on out here at the end. Unfortunately, the camera's just not picking it up. I'm sorry, guys. My phone just doesn't do that well with nighttime beam shots. But there's the truck that I kept referring to. The garage doors. Now, that is more accurate of what I'm seeing is what the camera is in fact showing. So you can see there pretty well everything. And then back to your low mode. And again, like I said, with the low mode, I can make out that there's a truck sitting there. You can see the license plate and the reflections. But I can see the truck. Over here, I can see the building. I can see the mower deck sitting next to the building. Once we get to this mode, I can see the tractor sitting there. I can see the plank fence at the end. Grant you, I cannot see details, but I can tell in fact that there is a tractor sitting there. There is a grain bin. And of course, once we get to here, you can start seeing all of those details real well. But the actual beam profile itself is spot on. What I'm seeing is spot on with what the camera is in fact showing. Now, let's go to the SWO5R. Second, there we go. All right, again, low mode, pretty similar to the SWO6R. I can see about 10-15 yards out in front of me. Again, unfortunately, you all cannot. Next mode up, I can see plenty well. This is a good amount of light up close for what I'm doing. And then there's your maximum mode. And again, with it, I can see the tractor, I can see the grain bin. But unfortunately, the camera's just not picking it up very well. And then here is the PD25R. Sorry guys, I hope those are at least somewhat useful. I've not figured out real well how to do beam shots. That's why most of my videos don't have beam shots in them. I just don't have a good way to capture them. But there you go, guys. Alright, I'm going to try to do something a little bit more up close. So here's low mode on the SWO6. See, unfortunately that's pretty washed out. And definitely appears brighter than what I'm seeing, but it shows the low modes a little bit better, a little bit more accurately. All right, I'll do the SWO5R as well. Starting out in the high, there's your low mode. I can see the pallet there pretty well. There we go. That's pretty accurate as to what I'm seeing there. And then so is that. And again, this is the SWO5R.